I'm not into Apex, I'll be real.
Today, Honda's gonna pay for your gas.
Are you
I
serious?
just don't see the appeal
and we can
of
help
it.
you too with a great deal on a Honda, the
Oh,
most
yeah.
fuel-efficient full-line
Yeah.
automaker in America. Stop by your Honda dealer to check out the all-new 2023 HRV.
But Wraith still gets a top tier placement on my list, and honestly, Kings Canyon being highlighted this season probably helps her a little bit. There's not a lot to really say about Wraith. She has incredible resetting capabilities and can kind of carry the team.
I don't know, it was in that phase where there were so many battle royales. Apex to me didn't seem all that different at the time.
Portal I still think is pretty solid, although dated, kind of like Pathfinder's zipline, but she can do a lot of interesting playmaking with aggressive fighting, to reviving, to team transporting through the open. I also think that Valkyrie getting knocked down a peg probably helps her a little bit, and I still think she is worthy of your time. My next legend.
Fuck, I go down. I've done like 3,000 damage this fucking game. These stupid bitches can't win.
That will benefit any team in both rank and pubs.
Okay, this is a risky ass fucking revive.
One-on-ones, a tactical dome shield that is arguably the best ability in the game, and an ultimate bombardment that can be clutched for various types of utility plays or just eliminating an entire team. Gibraltar is honestly one of the best legends in Apex, and I brought him down a little bit because I do think the thought process and the overall meta of Apex has shifted a little bit this season. Bad Maggie getting a buff that can destroy Gibby's bubble is another reason why I do think you will have a little bit harder time running this ability. Still, with all this, if you want a legend where you can be both aggressive, defensive, and even supportive of your team, then Gibraltar is the pick for you. The question I do have is, will Newcastle overtake Gibby? Let me know in the comments down below. I am curious to see what people think. Bloodhound is our next legend, rocking in an S- tier. They have been an unstoppable force in Apex ever since the massive Season 6 buff, which means it's been about 2 years with them at the top of their game. If anything though, Bloodhound's passive is forgettable as tracking has some weaknesses, but it's not always going to matter too much. This tactical scanning play though is really where Bloodhound shines. There's a reason why people call it wall hacks. Getting all that info with a single press of one button is just too good, and it's absolutely brainless of an ability to use, which means even the newest Apex players can have some success. Of course, Bloodhound's ultimate also puts them into a killing frenzy, and this is where the real power in the Hound lies. Using this thing in fights is a great thing to have, not only for Bloodhound, but for the entire team. Just because some other scanning legend is in the mix today, doesn't mean Bloodhound is bad. Kings Canyon absolutely helps Bloodhound out as well. To my surprise, I am still slotting Valkyrie in the S tier category at a straight S tier. Valkyrie fell slightly from my premier legend spot of this season, as her storm point viability is going to be hurt, as she's not going to be able to cross quite as many of the large mountains as she used to be able to. That being said, on Kings Canyon, she is still so good at helping getting the team around, as the mountains on this map are a little bit lower. I didn't bump her any lower because even with all the nerfs to her ultimate, jetpack fuel, and tactical missiles, she kind of is just the same, just a little less good, which doesn't say that much because she was brokenly insane. All of Valkyrie's abilities are great. I don't think I need to say much about the specific abilities. She's been around for a while, and she has the complete package of abilities and is still very worthy of a spot in your squad. We did just hint to this legend, but Seer's also rocking in the S tier. In any game, Apex and others, certain legends can lay dormant, and much like Seer did, all it really takes is a gradual shift in meta, gradual shift in the game for players to start developing certain playstyles, and thus the return of the Seer meta has come back since it launched. This, of course, is accelerated by the popularity in the ALGS, but something like this was inevitable, and it's gonna happen no matter what. That out of the way, all three of Seer's abilities
I'm shield selling up, and then I'm gonna ult.
Passive is uncounterable, and not only
I don't have a lot of ammo,
no
so I just gotta
you
go
are
for
being
it.
tracked. The tactical scan is probably one of the biggest playmaking abilities, as being able to scan people for your team, seeing their actual health bars is too good. Not to mention canceling healing items, abilities, or a revive, it's pretty broken. And then we do have the ultimate, which being able to constantly track enemies' whereabouts while you close in and play off of this intel really makes any decent player a deadly one. If you want to be the team information gatherer or play fairly aggressive, Seer's gonna be it. And sliding the top slot of Apex Legends Season 14 for me is going to be Horizon. Horizon's Black Hole didn't just do small nerfs, but really
GG, boys. Holy, what a fucking game.
Did you win?
Did you win?
Yeah,
Winner chicken dinner?
One with like fucking, I don't even know. That's probably the most damage I've ever done.
Oh dang.
And not
Let's
so
go.
much beyond that. It's not like players are walking into the black hole from the outside, or at least not too often. Her passive is mega good. Being able to move more in air and getting around those corners quicker and having more steep angles means surviving longer.
42,000. God, what a fucking carry. What a fucking carry by me.
Yeah.
Is also great for
Let's
getting
go.
your team in and around battles, but I find this is kind of where her power all